So you're thinking of moving to Mesa, Arizona? Well, stick around because in this video, I'm actually going to take you out to one of the premier communities located in East Mesa called Eastmark. It is probably the #1 master plan community in the entire Metro Phoenix area. But before I do that, I'm going to hop on my computer, show you kind of a map layout of where Eastmark is in relationship to Phoenix, shops and things like that in and around Eastmark, so you kind of have a feel for exactly where it is and what it has to offer. And then I'm going to go out there. I'm actually going to drive out there and kind of show you some of the amenities, drive you through the neighborhoods, and you got a feel for, what can you still get out there. There's new construction still going on, or if you want a resale home. The good news is this community's only been up and running for less than 10 years, so everything's fairly new right now. So it kind of gives you a choice and some different things that you can do. And then stick around to the very end, because I'm going to go ahead and give you a market update on what's going on out there at Eastmark. And with that being said, just kick back and relax, and we'll get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about a community like Eastmark or any of the other wonderful neighborhoods and communities around the Metro Phoenix area, then be sure and subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to learn about our current market in Phoenix. Hi, my name is Rick, and the team and I, we get calls and emails from people just like you every single day looking to move to a community like Eastmark. So whether you're thinking of moving next week, next month, or even a year from now, it doesn't matter. Go ahead, you can reach out to us, you can give us a call, you can shoot us a text, you can even send us an email, or we can schedule a Zoom call, and we'd be more than happy to help you make a smooth move to Phoenix. All right, so I pulled up the maps. You can see Metro Phoenix here. The development that I'm going to talk to you about, this incredible master plan of Eastmark, is located in Mesa. Mesa is the third largest city in Arizona. It's out here on the east side of Phoenix, but it's a very large area. And Eastmark's going to sit right down in this area here. So you got great freeway access anywhere that you need to go outside of Eastmark, which is convenient. And it's just an easier venue to get around town. And that sits right here. There's Eastmark right off the lower 202 freeway and the 24 freeway that intersects it right there. But if you need to travel, if you're a frequent traveler, for example, there is an airport next door here called the Phoenix Mesa Gateway. It services Allegiant Air, which is the main carrier out there. They do have a few smaller ones that go to Canada. But Allegiant flies primarily the West Coast and the Midwest. So if you happen to be living in an area right now that has Allegiant as a carrier, that could be real convenient for you right next door to Eastmark. It's less than maybe 5 to 7 minutes away, and you can be at the airport. If not, and you need the larger carrier, this will take you to Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. That's our main airport. It sits right there right adjacent to Tempe in South Scottsdale. And that's going to, it's about a 30-minute drive to get to Phoenix Sky Harbor from Eastmark. So it's not too bad. It's all freeway traffic, so it's pretty easy to get around. If you have a desire to go a little further west in the West Valley to an area, for example, called Westgate. Westgate's got some neat restaurants and things there, but really right next to Westgate is State Farm Stadium, and that's home to the NFL team Arizona Cardinals, and it happens to be this year's Super Bowl. So to give you an idea, if you're a big football fan, you say, hey, I want to go catch a game, know that coming from Eastmark, it's about a 50-plus minute drive out there. Now, most games are on a Sunday afternoon, so it might not be too bad, but just give yourself time to get out there. So that kind of shows you, around Eastmark a little bit as it relates to other parts of the valley. What I want to do is kind of hone in on, okay, what's around Eastmark? Because it's a great master plan community, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. But, if you've got family and friends that are going to come in for a visit, and maybe you don't have room at your place for them to stay, there's plenty of hotels just right up the street from Eastmark that they can stay. We do have a major hospital right close by, which is great. There's lots of shopping and restaurants all along this lower 202 freeway. A place called Santan Village, which has a lot of major stores that you're probably familiar with, from all different types of necessity stores. There's even a Sam's Club there, but you're going to find your Costco's and your Lowe's and your Home Depots all up and around this area here. And there again, this might be a 10 or 15 minute drive, so it's really not too bad. They do have some grocery stores, one in Eastmark and some others close by. But if you need something outside of that, you're going to have to travel just a little bit to get to it. But just know that everything's pretty well close by and it's not too much of an effort to get there. But Eastmark is a wonderful master plan community. It was developed by a group called D&B and Associates. They're known for the master plans, and they've done some amazing ones throughout the Metro Phoenix area. To name a few, for example, they did a one out in Buckeye called Dorado, which is an impressive master plan. They did one up in North Scottsdale called DC Ranch. They actually did another one down here in the Southeast Valley in Gilbert called Power Ranch. We actually built a subdivision inside Power Ranch, so we've worked with this company before when we were in our building days. But they did out in Surprise. They did a great one called Marley Park, and it's just some really interesting designs that they do with these layouts and these master plans. But Eastmark is 3,200 acres, and it's very well done. And their mindset when they develop these master plans is to encompass it all enclosing. In other words, you've got residential, you've got commerce, you've got an employment hub in there, and they try and do that so it's more self-contained, so you don't have to go too far outside, to get a lot of the necessities that you might need. But one of the neat things about Eastmark, I'll tell you quickly about this park that just opened up in the southern part of Eastmark. It's brand new. It sits on 320 acres, and I'll just kind of share a few of the different things it has at the park. But for example, pickleball is just a huge sport right now. It's got 41 pickleball courts. It has 35 soccer fields. It's got 20 basketball courts. It has 12 beach volleyball courts, and it's got 57 indoor volleyball courts. They got 8 baseball/softball fields. They've got an outdoor stadium that seats 5,000. They've got an indoor seat stadium that seats another 2,500. And it's got a large, massive green great lawn area that's great for concerts and other events that they have there throughout the year. So that's a massive park, actually in the southern part of Eastmark. That's very impressive. It's probably one of the largest in the country. But anyways, that sits right there on the southern part. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you out here in just a minute. I'm going to kind of show you around Eastmark a little bit, just so you can get a feel for what the subdivision looks like, what the layout's like. I'll take you around, show you a couple of the different neighborhood parks, because they're really known for their parks. And some of the activities to do there. They've got an 18-hole disc course. They've got a community, a little fishing area that they have there. They've got a skate park. So if you're into skateboarding and all of that, they've got a whole setup for that. And I'll kind of show you some footage on that as well. There's a little area here, and I'll start with this. There's a little community center right here, and it's got a place where you can go and get some information. They've got an arcade place in there inside for the kids and other events that they can do. There's a splash pad right outside. There's a big community pool next to it, and even a small toddler pool that you can take advantage of. There's a big pavilion right next to it that has that's a venue for entertainment. One Friday a month, they have concerts out there on the grass lawn area, and they have other events on it as well throughout the year. They even have a little farm that's right here as well, and you'll see that too. That it's like an acre farm. It's called Steadfast Farm, and they grow produce. And then this little handlebar diner right next to it serves the produce from there. But it's got a little store. You can literally go in and you can buy the produce from this farm, and it's kind of the farm to table mentality there for you. You can just take advantage of that if you want. A couple of schools that they have inside of Eastmark. They do have a Basis Mesa charter school, as well as Sequoia Pathfinder School. So a couple of top-notch charter schools in here. They do have a high school called Eastmark High School. There again, it's fairly new. See, this whole entire master plan has only been around for what will be 10 years this summer of 2023. I think the first homeowners moved in maybe 8.5, 9 years ago. So it's all fairly new. There's a little bit of an older section of 9 years. And then of course, they're building new stuff right now, but So this high school is great. Matter of fact, they won the state football championship last fall. So that's pretty impressive for a fairly new school getting established. But you know, here's the skate park I mentioned just a little bit ago. I'll take you around. I'll show you that. They've got a nice big place called Inspirian Peak Park that just opened. It's a great neighborhood park. It's a little bit larger than you typically find around the neighborhoods themselves, but it's a big community park. And it's right along this area called Eastmark Great Park. And it's a whole green belt area there. There's the Orange Monster, which is a climbing structure there for the kids. And there again, they have that community lake there. It's fishing, it's catch and release. But there they've got, you know, they stock it. They've got rainbow trout, bigmouth bass, catfish, and sunfish. So you've got a couple different varieties of fish you can catch there. And they've got some basketball courts and baseball fields and things like that. So that's just literally right inside Eastmark, a little bit closer. And then they have these little green areas, or these little neighborhood parks. And I'll take you around. I'll show you a couple of those. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna drive you through the neighborhood. I want you to kind of see what the elevations on the homes look like. You can kind of see how nicely landscaped they are. It's a very family-friendly environment, and like I said, they like people to get outside and enjoy the outdoors. That's why they've got so many of these nice little parks and venues set up. But I've seen people there, you know, cruising around in a golf cart. I've seen them on electric scooters, of course, bicycles. They're out there walking. You know, see them out there pushing baby strollers. I mean, it's quite the community, and it's a real impressive thing to see. And like I said, it's very well done. Growing up in the building business, I just appreciate when you see things that are really well laid out, nicely done. As far as employment, one of their main things out here, which is kind of impressive too, is becoming a minor, or I should say, little mini tech center. Apple is putting a major data center out there for all of their product lines and things like that. So it's going to be accessed from this location. There's another real estate data center here that's being built. This whole area right over to the left of that is going to be Facebook. Facebook is coming in and building a whole massive center that's going to be on a global level with all the various apps and things like that that's going to be out of this center. So, you know, you look at this little mini employment hub here, I would imagine they're probably going to employ anywhere from maybe 1,000 to 1,500 folks there. So, you know, if you're in the tech industry and you like Eastmark, it might be a great combination. You can work and live right in the same neighborhood if you want to be close by. So anyways, those are just a few of the things that they have to offer too that's coming up. So anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of take you out there. I'm going to kind of show you around so you can get a better feel for it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll wrap this video up. I'll talk a little bit about the market. All right, this is one of the newer community parks that was just finished here called Inspirian Peak, and I'll kind of show you around here. All right, so this is a very popular little community park. A lot of people out here with their kids playing on the slides and the jungle gym. But it's very nice. It's got a couple different levels to it. You walk upstairs and you come across these little bridgeways. It's got some areas down low. You can see across the way here, they're actually building new construction. So this is one of the newer sides of Eastmark. And they've got a lot more building to do. So the good news is about living out here in Eastmark, you can either get a home that's already been completed, maybe lived in for just a short few years, 8 or 9 years max, or you can live in a brand new home. So you've got your choice, whether different sizes, price points, whatever fits your budget. You can definitely find it out here at Eastmark. But here's one of the community grass areas here. What's interesting too, we don't Some of these parks throughout here in Eastmark, they don't overseed their grass in the wintertime. It gets a little expensive. When we were building, we didn't do it all the time either, but you overseed it with rye, it greens up, you know, in the wintertime. In the summertime, when it heats up, that would dry out and die off, and then the Bermuda grass, which is underneath it, kicks in. So this will all be lush and green come springtime. One of the famous mountain ranges we have out here, if you look over my shoulders, it's called the Superstition Mountains. Very neat, lots of hiking out there here in the East Valley. There's some more construction being built right here across the way, which is kind of nice. Here these kids are going down these various slides here. They do have a structure right here that the kids can climb on. And I'm going to take you around. I'm going to show you some of the neighborhood parks just right around these little developments, which is pretty impressive. And like I said, I think there's about 40 of them, give or take, with more to come. But they all have little structures and greenbelt areas, and I'll show you a few of those. But here's one of the nicer community centers. It's a little bit larger than what you're typically going to see in the developments. But anyways, they got all new construction going on right over here. So brand new houses you can pick. But wow, what a beautiful day. Oh my gosh, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's gorgeous. Anyways, I'm going to take you out and go show you some more stuff. So I want to take a quick minute and show you the community fishing lake that they have. It's a nice little area here. You got a couple people across the way that are fishing. Hopefully they'll catch something. This is serviced by the city of Mesa, so it's stocked on a regular basis. They have rainbow trout, catfish, sunfish, and believe it or not, largemouth bass. So you have an option to catch a few different type of fish, but it's a great place to come out and just hang out and grab a fishing pole and relax and see what you catch. All right, so I'm out here at the community center, which is the Mark at Eastmark. I'm actually right over here on the waterway here. This is kind of like their little pond that feeds into the back behind this pavilion. In front of the pavilion, you can't see it on this side, but I'll show you some video of it. They do have a concert at the park going on right now. Over here is a farmer's market and arts and crafts fair that's taking place today. Very active day. But the community center is a two-story building back there, and inside you can gather information. There's also an arcade area for the kids, and they can play other various games or what have you inside. Adjacent to it is a splash pad, and then next to it on the other side is a large community pool, even with a little toddler pool. Over here on this side here, this is a Steadfast Farm. This is just a little 1-acre farm where they grow produce and what have you, and they've got a little mini store where you can go in and you can buy the produce. And it's kind of the farm to table concept. And they also have a not a farmer's market, but they've got a little diner there called Handlebar, and that's all the produce that's grown here on the farm is served in that diner. So that's kind of nice too. So it kind of gives you a little feel about the community center area around Eastmark. Over here is a climbing structure called the Orange Mountain. It's a big orange area, and the kids go up there and climb around. But you know, it's very active. You can just see people are walking around over here just out. It's a beautiful day to be out and about. But this is kind of the center area of Eastmark. I'll show you some more going up this roadway here. It's called the Great Park. There's some greenbelt areas. There's a community lake up there that you can fish in. It's catch and release. I'll show you some footage of that as well. And just kind of show you around a little bit, and then I'm going to take you out to the community. I'm going to show you some homes of different sizes and price points, and then we'll go ahead and do a quick little market update at the end and wrap up this video. Hey, ducks on the pond. Reminds me of my baseball days, right? Anyways, and there's also turtles in this little pond area as well. So anyways, we'll go do that next. All right, so we're coming up on our first house. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 1,564 square feet. It's listed for $472. So that's going to put the price per square foot about $302 a foot. But it's got some nice colors on the inside, neutral colors, nice kitchen. It does come with solar. And what's nice about this particular home, it's literally across the street from the community center and the great park that I was talking about earlier. Now the great park runs down past the community center, and it's got some baseball fields, softball fields. It's got a dog park, it's got a basketball court, it's got some green space down there, and also has the community lake for the catch and release fishing. And I'll show you some video of all of that. But anyways, the home I'm talking about is this home right here behind me. Nice little kind of a corner, not a corner lot, but a little bit pie-shaped lot. So it's like I said, I'll upload some pictures so you can see what it looks like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and drive through the neighborhood, show you what the rest of the community looks like, and we'll go ahead and head over to our next spot. So we're coming up to our second home. Before I show it to you, I want to just take a moment and talk about one of the neighborhood parks that's nearby. This particular one is a great little place because it has a climbing apparatus for the kids. Right on the other side there, you might be able to see they got a couple of swings for the kids. There happens to be 2 grass belt areas, what we call green belts, on both sides. And these are just collection basins for when it rains, the water runs off the streets. But the good news is we don't get a lot of rain. So for the most part, they're really not too bad. They're pretty dry. You can take full advantage of them while you're out here. But you can see there's a lot of mature landscaping around right now. You've got a covered area here that you can sit in and watch your kids or just relax and read, or whatever you want to do. They've got like a little picnic bench over here if you want to sit down and just relax. Very mature landscaping around here. Now we are in the wintertime, so you'll notice that a number of these trees have dropped their leaves. So in the springtime, when it starts warming up here and the foliage starts growing back, it'll be very lush and very nice in here. Oops, and but you can see we do have some trees on the outskirts here. These are called our mesquite trees. Very hardy trees here in the desert. Very popular trees for our desert landscaping. But anyway, so you can just see it's very nice. It's very lush. And I'm going to go ahead and show you this next home because it is literally across the street. All right, so I'm going to show you this house. It's just literally across the street from what I just showed you in the park. And it happens to be this home right here. This home is listed for $624,900. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. It's 2,735 square feet. And it's going to put the price per square foot about $228. There again, I'll upload some pictures so you can take a look at it. But this house was built in 2015. So this area of Eastmark, although this is a newer community, I said earlier that's about 10 years old. These are probably one of the earlier move-ins in this section as a result of all the mature landscaping that I just pointed out in the park. But imagine living right here in a home like this, literally walk across the street, and here's your playground right here. So you don't have much room in the back, you do out here, and you can really take full advantage of it. But anyway, so this is the second home. And by the way, the HOA in here is $100 a month. So all the amenities that you're going to be seeing in this video, plus the neighborhood parks, you get to take advantage of all of it for just $100. That's pretty cool. So it's very reasonable when it comes to an HOA fee. Another nice thing I want to point out that Eastmark does, and starting to see this more and more in newer developments, and I know when we're building and near the end, we were starting to do this too. But if you notice the sidewalks, you'll see the sidewalks that are moved back from the main street. And so they're able to plant some landscaping down through here. You get some nice trees down in here. So in the summertime, when all the foliage comes back and really grows up, it'll provide some shade as you walk down the streets here. And I think another nice feature about that is, especially if you have kids, you can see it right down through here as well. If you've got kids, you can kind of get them off the street. They can ride their bikes down here, their little, what do they call those, big wheels or tricycles. Kind of provides a little bit of security away from the street. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take you around, show you some more of this neighborhood, and then we'll head out to our final stop. So we're coming up to our last home, and this particular home, believe it or not, is the most expensive home currently on the market. It is listed on our MLS, and that's why I kind of wanted to show you the other end of the spectrum. What can you get on the higher priced? This particular home is 4,270 square feet. It is 7 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. It's listed for $1,175,000. So that's going to put the price per square foot about $275 a foot. But it's got guest quarters in there, like a mother-in-law suite. It's got an office. It's got plenty of bedrooms. So if you need space and you're looking for something larger and it fits within your budget, this might be something that you can take a look at and consider. But it's a beautiful home. I'll upload some pictures here and kind of show it to you. But it's brand new. It's never been lived in, and we're in the newer part of Eastmark. You can tell here by the trees. These are just freshly planted and they're all stakes, so it's going to take a while for them to grow and mature and look like some of the other neighborhoods that I just showed you. But the home that I'm talking about is this home right over here behind me on my shoulder. But it's well done. It's got good color schemes. It's got a lot of things here that it has to offer. It's got a nice tiled roof. It's got new air conditioning, obviously. So anyways, if you want new construction, and that's something that's important to you, or the resale site, it really doesn't matter. Just, let us know. Just reach out to us. You can give us a call. You can shoot us a text. You can send us an email. And, we'd be more than happy to help you make the right decision for you and your family. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you around the neighborhood a little bit so you get a feel for kind of what this part of Eastmark looks like, as everything is, it's all newly planted landscape, so it's going to have a little different feel to you. And they do have a new park. And then I'll go ahead and give you a quick market update, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. All right, let me go ahead and give you a quick market update. I'm at one of these newer parks just around the corner from that last home I showed you. But I showed you the 3 homes, and I wanted to kind of show you kind of a small, medium, and then the higher priced home, so you can kind of get a feel for what's going on here in Eastmark. But currently there's about 80 homes on the MLS here in Eastmark of homes for sale. And they range anywhere on the low side from the low 4s, and a lot of these are coming in with the builders. The builders are now using our MLS system to advertise their new homes. So, and they're showing some of these lower priced homes in the low 4s, but they're base prices. So depending on what kind of options you might add into it, it's going to increase the price a little bit. But so I tried to show you a home a little bit on the lower priced home, a little over 400,000. I stepped up to the second home there, about 6.25, and that's about where the median home price is right now in Eastmark. It's somewhere in the 620 to 630 range. And then of course I showed you the high side of this last home, which is just under $1.2 million. So it kind of gives you an idea on where things stand here in Eastmark. The market's still doing pretty well. As I shared with you before, there's still lots of new construction yet to build. I grew up in that business, so if I can help you in any way, please let me know that. But hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for your time. Please go ahead and like this video. We've got content coming out every week, so please subscribe to the channel and be sure and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to learn about the current market in the Metro Phoenix area. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And thanks so much for your time. Until next time, we hope to show you around town.